Hello everyone, welcome back to another Sim Night Racing track guide. My name is Harry and today we're looking at the Nurburgring Grand Prix circuit. It's a historical track that's a staple of endurance racing and has been for as long as I can remember. It's a really technical track, amazing fun to drive, and it's one of my absolute favourites. The goal of our track guides is just to help the average sim racer learn a track nice and quickly so they can get straight into some racing. Now, one of the interesting things about this track is that there isn't one fastest way to get round it. A lot of the turns and a lot of the lines are quite car specific. I'm driving the M4 GT3 and I'll show you how I go about it, but bear in mind as you go through the track guide there might be curbs you can use, curbs you can't use, and you'll be able to brake a little bit later or a little bit earlier depending on what car you're using. So with that in mind, let's jump on board for the lap. So we start out on this long start-finish straight. You want to position the car on the left-hand side. Going down the straight, you want to be looking for the 100-meter board and you'll brake just after it. Get the car nice and slow, down to first gear, trail brake into the apex and get on throttle nice and early. You can use all of the road on the exit. Move the car back to the middle of the road. I like to hold it in second here and just float the car around. It's an off-camber tricky corner, so just find your way around there. Use all of the exit. Again, trail brake the car down to this apex. There's a couple of different ways that you can take this corner. I like to get to first gear, move it over to the left, and then get a good run out of this corner onto the straight afterwards. Again, on the exit, use all of the track, and then slowly move the car over to the right-hand side. Your braking zone is going to be just after these cones on the right-hand side where the tarmac meets the grass. Get on the brakes, get the car nice and slowed down, try not to use the inside curb, and let the car roll out to the exit curb. Put the car into the middle of the road and you want to be looking for this red and white curb on the right hand side. That's going to be your braking zone. Again, like most of the corners on this track, get it trail brake down to the apex, use all of the track on the exit and get a good drive out. Move the car over to the left hand side. You want to be looking for this bit of concrete here on the left hand side. Just after that is going to be your braking zone into this very odd right hander. Again, trail brake the car down, get on the throttle as early as possible and use all of the track on the exit. Move the car back over to the right hand side. This corner is not a lift, it is a fade. If you lift, you will be losing time and just leaving it on the table. Use a lot of the curb on the exit, but try to keep off the curbs on the entry and mid corner. Move the car back over to the right hand side and your braking zone is at the 100-meter board, which again conveniently is where the grass meets the tarmac. Get the car slowed down to third gear, try not to use that curb on the inside but use all of the track on the exit. Move the car back over to the left. I like to just hold the speed through that corner. You can click down to second gear and then get a good drive out, but I feel the momentum is more important, especially coming onto this straight. Do not clip that curb on the right hand side, it will equal instant death. Move the car over to the right hand side, look for the 100-meter board for the very tricky last chicane. There's a couple of different ways to take this. I always opt for safety, whether it's in qualifying or the race. I really slow the car down, get down to third gear, be very accurate through the chicane and get on the power nice and early. Again, use all the track on the exit, get the car slowed down to second gear for this last corner, trail brake through and get on the power as early as you can. And that's a full lap at the Nurburgring GP track. The thing to pick up really is that trail braking is going to give you so much time. I speak about trail braking in every track guide. If you're still unsure about what it is or you need to improve your skills a little bit, go and do some work on it because you will just find heaps of lap time. There's an awful lot of mid-speed long corners on this circuit and finding the edge of the tyre grip and then just holding it there is going to be the quickest way around them. There's an awful lot of turns where you can V or U, and to be honest, it really doesn't make that much difference to overall lap time. It's just what's comfortable with you, the way you drive the car, and the car that you're using. You can set up the car in a couple of different ways. You can make it incredibly pointy and right on the front end and just go for that turn-in, or you can make the car a lot more balanced. In my opinion, making it a lot more balanced will do you better, especially in a race, a longer race or a sprint race, because there's an awful lot of places on this track that can really catch you out. Losing a couple of tenths each lap is far better than losing 20 seconds if you have an accident. So I think that's it from me. I'll play the lap again without any commentary so you can have another look. Thank you very much for joining us from everybody at Sim Night Racing, and hope to see you on the track.